Thrustmaster surprised everyone with the announcement of the Sparco branded TSS Sequential Shifter and Handbrake. It's been a big request in the sim racing world for many years, being as competitors have had such peripherals in their lineup for a long time. Thrustmaster has never had a handbrake peripheral. However, they have had somewhat of a sequential shifter, even though it was not up to par. Here at Ricmotech, we do make a mod that improves it vastly, and I'll get into that later. Now let's dive into this peripheral. It is made of what I can see aluminum. It is very sturdy, very well built. Got some weight to it, so you know it's not gonna flammy around on your rig. And it does have a bunch of exposed hardware. So let's look into the hardware. On either side of the peripheral, you're gonna see a set of bolts, and this is actually how you change it from handbrake by loosening these 3 Allen screws. This is how you change them from handbrake to sequential. You put it up for sequential, down for handbrake, and what it does is it releases a bar that's set in here that keeps that restricts the movement of the entire shifter. Now, everybody wants to know one thing: how good is it? Now, over the course of the morning, I've put in a few laps in iRacing and in the Sequential Corsa, both driving the Holden Commodore around Mount Panorama and driving Formula Drift mod within the Sequential Corsa. My opinion of this shifter is, as a shifter, it's great. And when I say great, I mean in comparison to their previous offering. There are better things on the market, and of course a Ricmotech branded mod. But as a handbrake, it doesn't quite cut the cheese. Why, you ask? Because the range of movement on the handbrake is limited to about here. And as anyone who's ever pulled a handbrake knows, a handbrake realistically has no limit. A handbrake is only stopped by the amount of pressure built within the line. So if you were the Hulk, you could literally pull your handbrake into the back seat. I don't think that could ever happen, but we'll let you know when we talk to the Hulk. But the shifter does stop right about here. Sorry, the handbrake stops right about here, which makes it a bit of a hard stop, and it's a bad pull when you're really getting into it, because you pull it, and since the resistance is not quite there, you very easily reach the end. So in terms of being a handbrake, it is a bit disappointing. In terms of being a shifter, like I said, it's pretty good in comparison to their previous offering. It doesn't quite have that clunk that you get out of a sequential shifter. For those of you who have ever been in a car with a race car with a sequential shifter, you know there is a discernible clunk when you put the car in the gear. Yes, the clunk is kind of produced by the actual transmission going into gear, but still, if you're going to replicate something, do it the right way. And as I put this right back into sequential mode, the clunk is just not quite there. It's a pull, and you feel a small notch, and then you feel the button. So once you're on the rig and you put a little weight behind it, the fact that there is a hard stop does add a little bit of feel to it, so it's always a very hard stop, but it's not that clunk that you're looking for. So in closing, for $279, it's a little pricey if you already have a TH8 shifter. If you don't have one, I can see very easily where it would be a good addition to your arsenal, because you knock out 2 birds with 1 stone, even though you can't use them at both at the same time, which I know some people will want to. But, you know, it is what it is. And for those of you wondering, the mounting points are the same as the TH8A, so you will have no problem mounting this on your rig. And just to throw in at the end, if you're not looking to spend $279 on Thrustmaster's version of a sequential shifter, Ricmotech offers our Sequential Shift Mod. Now, for those of you that don't know what it is, this is a plate that bolts on top of the TH8 shifter, and if you add it in addition to Thrustmaster's very own sequential shifter, it does give you that clunk. So if you listen, we have built a very, very hard clunk into the shifter. How do we do this? Well, a couple of people on our team have a lot of experience in race cars and a lot of experience in cars with sequential shifters. So through very rigorous R&D, we have built in that clunk, and it's a very hard clunk. So for those of you looking for that realism, we do offer this. This is actually on sale on our site right now. It's been on sale for the site for a while. It's sold very well, and if you're looking for a lower cost option with a better feel in opposition to the Sparco TSS Thrustmaster Sequential Shifter / Handbrake, this is going to be what you're looking for. So, coming around full circle and closing it off, Thrustmaster pros, it's pretty, looks good, feels good as a shifter in comparison to their old offering. Cons, it's very expensive for what it is, and the Handbrake just doesn't quite cut it. So, this is Emil from Ricmotech wrapping up, and hope to see you guys again.